think with everyone, like, we're a version of ourselves. Like, I think when he's on stage, he has to
put on a face.
Yeah, like dial up certain parts of him, like we all do. But I think it's all from the same foundation.
Does he believe in the same things off stage and on stage? That's a better way to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's a good question. Yeah. I think he does.
Interesting. Because me and him were having this conversation right after the event. And like, I'm not a big fan of motivational speakers. Like I was telling him the same thing, and he loves motivational speakers.
I work with so many, and I love them.
Yeah, like he's a very big fan, and like I absolutely dislike the entire concept of motivational speaking, just because I feel like actions speak louder than words, and I genuinely don't like people who just go on stage and ramble about I did this, and then get impressed. Like you need to get impressed by what I did. That's just not my way of learning. I understand for a lot of people, that's how they get the motivation to do it, the inspiration to do it. But for a lot of people I've seen, they're not honest.
I appreciate your take because I think I appreciate speakers more now seeing it from Zain and Sam's perspective, but I was never one for that. However, I think that podcasts kind of are a gateway into it because I get to hear people talk about themselves and it inspires me. So in a way, it's motivational speaking, but I do resonate with a lot of what you're saying.
Very interesting.
A conversation for when the mic is not live. But I feel that. I think that it's tricky. It's a tricky balance of motivating other people and then like not showing off about yourself when you're on stage.
Yeah, it's interesting because the entire motivational speaker, like that entire landscape is based on the fact that you are trying to inspire people to do stuff. But I feel like if I want to get inspired to act, instead of you coming up and telling me you should act, if I see you act.
The action.
Exactly. Like if I see a movie in which like Alex did a wonderful job, I'm like, oh my God, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Or you didn't do a good job and I'm like, I can definitely do a better job. I can definitely be a better ballerina than Alex.
I see it, yeah.
I have the poise. I have the flow. All I need is just longer hair. I'm growing it out. The day my hair is longer or equal to Alex's,
that's a game over.
You know what?
The next step has a new upcoming artist.
I see it. But you know what? I think my long hair is a curse. I would prefer for it not to be in my face and for it to be short if I could. It wouldn't look
for
good.
the dots.
So then it wouldn't whip in my face. Always a challenge.
You know, that's a sass. You need to manage it.
Yeah.
That on the face, you need the flick then, right?
It's part of the personality.
Exactly. In terms of, we just want to make sure, like, in terms of, are there any topics you are like, they are like?
Gosh.
Because even if we have a discussion about it, we can just cut it and edit.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything, but I appreciate you asking.
Like for us, like we are very anti-politics. We don't want to talk politics.
Yeah.
And we don't want to talk religion. So religion and politics are a no-no.
And like personal things like relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
So exactly, like it's good to like.
It's good to be on the same page.
Yeah. So that, but like in terms of, I'm pretty open about my health on social media. So
you definitely are.
But yeah, I agree with all of.
Yeah, but just it's like we don't like dragging other. Like we chose this life.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
So if they are associated with us, we don't want them to just be dragged into anything that goes out.
Yeah. I feel like growing up doing more interview style stuff, we had like such a long list of things we couldn't say. So I'm used to being like quite filtered with what I say.
So you're PR trained from the get-go.
I mean, look, we'll be put to the test today to see it. But yes, when I was younger, yeah.
No, that day as well when we talked for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see the PR trained coming out.
And that's where I go back to it. I think that it's all coming from the same place of me, but you just dial up certain parts of it. Like when I'm on camera, there's a certain performance element that is just natural, I think. But it's still part of me.
You spend your life in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So it's like...
You know what, so when I was on one of my first dates with my now partner, he was like, I want to know who you are behind this like performance.
Yeah.
And it really hit me because when, for whatever reason, whether it's podcasting or like Zain, you get to see a lot of behind the scenes of people being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
How are they different?
There's a switch, right?
One thing that Zain told me very much was like Alex is not an asshole behind the camera.
Oh, thanks. That's sweet.
Because he has worked with so many people who are in the same industry as you. He's like, I have a very favorite actress. Like, I really like her work. And Zain has worked with her. I won't name her. And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I was like, next time you shoot with her, please take me on. I want to see her. I want a picture with her. And then, like, Zain was like, bro, she is horrible to work with.
No.
Yeah, super mean to everyone. And that's the unfortunate part, right? Like,
So I was shook. I was like, no.
that broke his heart because he was like, I love this person.
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously I've seen that off-camera side, and it's insane how people are. And not everybody's like that, but there are some personalities, and I've seen it pretty often in the industry where on camera they're the most picture-perfect person, and then right when the camera shut down, it's
so disappointing.
Tell us what they are doing. How are they doing it? You know. No, not because, not because you are doing it, but because you have been in the industry and seen the. How are they able to create a brand that is so different than their personality? How? What are they doing it?
I mean, look, they're actors, so they're good at switching those things off and on. But I don't understand it.
How are they controlling the environment around them? And like, how are they fooling the people around them as well? Like, for example, if I have a bad experience with you, I will tell people that I had a bad experience with you. Why are those instances not coming out?
Why are they still getting booked? Why are they still getting on set? When there are people, like, I feel really grateful that I have a community of actors and creators that are genuinely amazing people. I don't understand why they aren't being put in the spotlight versus these other people. Because at the end of the, like, again, the crew, if they aren't having a positive experience with this actor, then it's making everyone miserable.
So what is it? What is it of that actor that constantly brings them back to the set? Is it just because they bring in the numbers? Because at the end of the day, it's the business, right?
Yeah, I think there's a mix. There's the business part, which is the numbers, which is the talent or beauty or whatever, like, beauty standards we expect, right? Like, if you fit the box. I also think, and I'm still trying to discover this for myself, because whether it be the American actors that I've encountered or people that do well in the States, they have this certain confidence about them. That doesn't mean that they are disrespectful, but they take up space and they really own.
Yeah, they own the room that they
that
enter.
energy. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And I think there's such a fine line, because I think you can still show up with that energy and confidence without
being
draining
cocky.
it from other people. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. And do you think that cockiness just comes with the element of I'm irreplaceable?
I wish I could answer that. I was actually just doing a self-tape with a friend.
Yeah.
And I felt really like insecure, because she's someone who I really respect, and I want her to validate me, and like I want that that validation. And
absolutely.
I think, oh gosh, I've lost the question. But like I was not confident in that moment, and even though I knew that I had the skills, it just even though I knew that I was right for the role, even though all the things are right, like I could never get to that place of cockiness or sometimes confidence even, if that feels really out of reach. And I don't know if I don't know if that's I don't think that's needed to be cocky.
How hard, because you've been on some insane projects, like you know, like since the get-go, as a this has been your entire life.
Yeah.
How have you remained grounded? Because that is a challenge everybody faces, right? When people see big audiences, people standing outside wanting photos and stuff like that, how do you remain true to yourself? And I know that's a very difficult question, but what are some things that you've done around yourself to ensure that happens?
Yeah, there's so many places that I can go here. One, I am so grateful for my friends. I have friends from elementary school that are still some of my closest friends to this day. They remind me who I am outside of the industry. I have such beautiful friends in the industry too, and they know me for me, but I think it's the family and friends outside that remind me who I am. I also think, this show that I was on growing up is a Canadian show, and it had a global audience, but because we are Canadian, we always were kind of reminded that, like, you're Canadian, you don't have the budget of the US Disney, you don't have the budget for the PR and for that sort of marketing campaign that the Americans have. So I felt like that always kept us grounded and kind of in a way kept us protected from what I see other people on other shows.
Very interesting.
being
So
yeah.
even after being successful in Canada, you were always being compared to the US.
Yeah.
Always.
So it was always like smaller. It was like, okay, well, like keep your ego in check. Like you're Canadian, and even auditioning outside of the show, it was like you're on a dance show. And for people that don't know, the show that I was on, we were cast as dancers first and then acting. So it did require a lot of acting.
Got it.
We were playing characters, but the first round of auditions was for dance. And
Got
then
it.
if we made it past it, we got to that caliber, then they auditioned our acting. So I also felt like even within the industry, we were seen as dancers first and actors second. So I think that layer of being Canadian, being seen as a dancer and not an actor, kept us like feeling like not competitive enough.
So even when you try to explore opportunities outside of this realm, it was like, oh, you're a dancer,
Yeah.
not an actor.
Yeah.
Plus you're Canadian.
Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
even to this day, I sometimes find it hard to talk back to that voice and be like, actually, no, you've been on like a lot of episodes of a TV show. You're an actor, and you're in the global market. Like those are things that now I'm better able to quiet. But
So when you were shooting the tape today, was that voice there that you are not an actor, or I am an actor? People just don't like. What's the thought process when you're shooting that self tape?
Yeah, I think this situation was different because I had never taped with this friend I'd never done a self tape with before, so I was a little nervous. I was like,
Can
oh,
you
gosh,
explain what a self tape is?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, self tape is an audition that you film at home, and if you don't know the industry well, or like the kind of evolution of the industry pre-COVID, we would always do auditions in person. Now, being on Zoom and virtually, we mostly film it in our own space, sometimes through Zoom with casting, but you're filming your own audition and you have to do the whole setup. And then you have a friend or your partner or your family, be a reader or a coach. I often go to an acting coach, depending on the scale of the audition. And you do it on your own. And it's nice to have a reader who's an actor as well, but it can also put the pressure on, especially if you're auditioning for the same project or same role, which was the case this time.
Do you feel like that's played better in your cards to audition at home, or in-person auditions better because they actually get to like see you?
Okay, controversial. I think there are two schools of thought in the actor world. I didn't like, when I was younger, in-person auditions were very scary. Like every single time you're putting yourself out there to an audience. But I did that as a dancer all the time. It was newer, when I was auditioning like 13, 14. It was fine though, I got better, I got more practice at it. Then the comfort of doing it in your own home and being able to do it 1,000 times if you wanted. Whereas in the casting room, you do it maybe twice.
Yeah.
So I liked that. But now I'm at the phase, because it's been like 5 years. I'm like, okay, I want to get back in the room. I want that audience. That like we really don't get. Even on set, you have an audience, but not in the same way as like someone. And you don't get that unless you're on stage, but at least to
You're a
have some people
performer at
responding.
heart.
Yeah.
You're a performer at heart. You need an audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So even
Very
if it's that
interesting.
those two people that are like criticizing me and deciding if I should be
You want to
part
do
of the
better
role.
because you want to change the criticism into a positive element.
And I want collaboration that you don't get when you're on your own with just you and a camera.
Yeah.
And how are you getting that with acting? Are you getting that with acting?
So I'm constantly searching for that. And I realize now that that's a pattern where I started an artist community because I wanted to run lines with people. I'm constantly in acting class because I need that different feedback and different energy
Have you done
that I can't
plays?
simulate. No.
Why not? They're the perfect blend. Like a musical is like made for you.
Yeah.
Why not?
I didn't go to theater school. Like I didn't have any classical training in acting, other than just going to acting class, which is different. There's like,
Born actor.
I mean, are we all like actors like inside? But I think what makes me not interested in that is just the idea of doing it over and over again. I love being on set. You do the scene a few times and then it's done. You never have to revisit it. You get to explore it and have fun with it. But I think as a dancer, doing a dance for so many times, like when we were on tour or being a competitive dancer growing up, you're doing the same dance for months
So
and months.
boring.
And I don't have the attention span to do
It's
that.
it's
or
the
stamina.
worst thing in the world.
Damn.
Are you into theater?
No, I'm into dancing, right?
Yeah, right.
So
Okay.
like I used to like when we would go on like national television and international dance shows, for that one performance or like that 1 week of performance, we are doing that same routine 20 times.
Yeah.
But before that 20 times, we are doing that same routine 2,000 times. While we get on stage, it's the fatigue that kills you. Because you have to do it for the 10th time with the same expressions you did it with the first time. That is where all the energy drains out, because for someone who's trying to just find something new to do, it's like, oh my God, I did it. I did it.
You've explored every facet of the performance. And I'm also just as you're saying this, I'm thinking, I also don't know if, let me see if I can formulate this right, because I'm losing my thoughts. But I don't know if gosh, I'm blanking.
That's okay.
Okay, wait, you were saying doing it over and over again. And yeah, it's not gonna find me.
That's completely fine.
But I really resonate with that. And I just think as an actor on a film and TV set, this is it. Is I love working towards a final product.
Okay.
And film and TV really satisfies that, right? Because you have that, like, you're training. Like, yes, I'll practice that dance for that one day that we're gonna do it on set. But I like that there's that one thing that we're working towards, and then once that day's done, on to the next. Whereas I just feel like with theater, the fact that you have to have that sort of excitement with the first performance and the last performance, and there's no like peak. It's just, you have to just always show up the same. It just doesn't satisfy my brain as much as film and TV does. I like working towards a final destination.
And that product.
Yeah.
And do you like seeing that product over and over? Because I know a lot of actors don't like doing that.
No, I don't. I'm not one of those people that like, oh, I can't watch it. Like, don't, like, I want to watch it. It's game tape. I gotta like make notes so that I'm better next time.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
and a lot of people are like that. Once, like even with me, they're like, oh, I don't even want to see you. Just show it to me at the very end because I just can't. Or people are like, oh, I hate hearing my voice.
That, like, look, I understand if someone's a beginner.
Yeah.
But if you're in front of the camera, if that's your job,
Oh, you have to take
then you have to. And everyone has different acting processes, and maybe it works with their whole like thing, their technique. But for me, if I could watch more frequently, if I could get behind the camera on set and be able to see, I love that. And I think that's where for me, I appreciate being behind the camera and want to explore more like directing and producing stuff too, because I like to see the bigger picture. And I feel like as an actor, especially if you don't want to see yourself on TV, on screen, you don't get to appreciate what you're building as a whole. It feels very, it's just like lacking collaboration.
Do you see yourself behind like cameras?
Yeah. We were saying how right now, I'm not gonna say too much, but like I want to, it's put in the universe, and like I've been talking to people, but my goal is to star in and create my own show. And right now that's looking more like a feature.
Star in and create your own show.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
No, seriously, I can't wait.
Thank you. And like, I don't know if you find this too, but I know that I'm in the right industry and career because I look back on what I was doing when I was like 5 years old, and I was always making videos and directing, and then being in the videos and performing in it, and I know that's what lights me up the most.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for my experience being in front of the camera and being an actor and dancer. And so then it's like, how do I bring my ideas and the roles that I want to be in? How do I create that for myself?
And I think that's the most important, because that's where you're the most creative. When you have that freedom, when you have that fun, like that's where you're able to explore different things. And even this show, like me and Yatharth just started for fun. Literally.
It's purely for fun.
Literally, me and Yatharth were on the road in LA. We were driving from LA to San Francisco. 6-hour drive.
No.
Me and Yatharth literally just yapped for 6 hours straight, and then believe it, on the way back we had a third person. Me, Yatharth, and our friend drove from SF to LA, which is a 6-hour drive. Okay.
Yeah.
We took 20 hours. 20. I don't know what we did on the road for 20 hours.
All our trips have just been that. We yap.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love a yap session.
So,
Yeah?
so me and him get back. We're like, what the heck did we do for 20 hours? We need this shit recorded now. So
No, but you say you like yap session. Why?
Because that's when the creativity can really flow. And back to collaboration. Like when you're able to bounce off of each other and be like, okay, then this and this, and you're building on stuff. Because it's one thing to have it all in my head, but once you actually get it out, and especially if it's matched with someone who's of equal creativity and ambition, and like can see all the possibilities and believes in you, it's just magic.
The reason why like I was huge into books. I used to love reading books, but now it has taken over by podcasts. And the reason why I love podcasts, as I was telling Zain the same thing, is because when you read a book, you only get two perspectives. One is the perspective of the author, and the second is the perspective that you understood from what the author was writing. But when you have a good yap session or podcast, you have your perspective, my perspective, your perspective. The fourth perspective is the perspective that we come up with together, and the fifth perspective that the listeners are understanding. So there are like 5 perspectives that are coming into play. And perspectives is the only way you can grow.
Okay.
So
on that point, what I love about character development, and maybe from that perspective, you can appreciate why I love acting, is because you get the script, which is someone's perspective of a character's perspective. Then you have your own take and perspective on that. And then you get to perform. Like, it's just so many layers of interpretation. And
this just blew my mind.
And
oh my God.
And then imagine casting. Casting gets to get all of these, however many actors that they called on. They each have their own perspective
about this character.
Yeah. And then also, I could go in it forever, but then you're also able to pull different elements of yourself. Like, I know inside me there's a feisty side. She's usually like dialed down quite a lot, but then I get to take that and be like, ooh, this character is quite feisty. Let me like pull that and dial that up in myself for this. And it's just
insane.
It's so fun.
That is crazy.
That's insane. So a new perspective was born.
I mean, you must appreciate that in dance too, right?
I have never thought about it that way. For me, dance is it's a very simple logic why I dance. I dance because I'm good at it. It's very simple. Like, there is no alteration. I don't dance because it's my passion. I don't dance because I make money off it. I only dance because I know when I dance, people watch me and they are like, holy hell, he dances well. And that gives me a lot of validation. That's it. I dance for validation.
Okay.
That's it.
This is an interesting perspective, because more recently I've gone back into dance classes. I had to unlearn a lot of perfection, a lot of judgment that I put on myself when I go to dance classes. Growing up and being a professional dancer at a young age, there's like expectations that I don't need on myself, that I put on myself. But recently I've realized going to dance classes has been a really nice reminder of the validation that I don't get when I'm auditioning.
And I tell this to everyone: if you're ever underconfident, just go to a dance class. At the end, when you're dancing and everybody's cheering for you, you're going to go back home thinking, I'm the king.
Yeah.
Like, and that's addicting. That's so addicting. That validation, and like, I'm driven by validation a lot. I feel like the people who say they are not driven by validation are liars.
I love that you're honest about it, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I'm an actor, so.
Yeah. So like, because like, what's there if not validation, right? Like, validation is like the cornerstone of society. Like, if men were not desperate for women's validation, we would have been cavemen. Yeah. If every species needs validation from the universe and from the society, and that validation drives us to do better and better things.
Yeah.
I want the validation of you that you had a good time today, and that's why I'll try to make sure that the conversation flows the best. If I don't care about your validation, I don't care about our conversation.
Okay, question. I want to challenge that, because I went through a dilemma where I wasn't sure if I was doing acting because of the validation that I was getting, and because I was surrounded at the time a cast that also wanted to act and get the validation and, like, you know, be number one on the call sheet, whatever that is. Like, there's this sort of level of competitiveness and wanting to be the best. And I had to sit back and be like, do I actually love acting and performing, or do I just crave the validation, the trophies from competing? And, you know, I realized that I did, and that's why I'm doing it today. But I think I needed to have that moment, because validation can sometimes, I think, be, can like mislead you.
In which direction?
Towards, or like away from what maybe truly fuels you, and like how, like it leads you away from listening to your body at times and listening to, like, what do I truly love versus what am I getting validation for? Because you can be good at something, but if it's not fueling you, you're gonna burn out. Yeah, ego.
Absolutely.
Kicks in. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. That ego trip definitely kicks in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where the family and friends come in, because they make you sit down and tell you, you are amazing at this, but you need to do better. Like, there is other stuff that you need to do. Doesn't mean if you're good at something, you just need to keep on doing that again and again and again and again. Like, and that is something that, it's interesting because like for actors, like I was listening to a podcast of like an Indian actor, and they said this, and they were like, the reason why I act is not because of what people think. It's because we live in a very broken society, and in this society, the spectrum of emotions that we are allowed to show is only 10% negative and 10% positive. Extremes are condoned. You are considered a horrible human being if you jump out loud and enjoy yourself, or if you are very depressed. You're considered a horrible human being in the society. That's unfortunate. But as an actor, I have this beautiful opportunity in front of the camera. I can experience 100% of my anger, 90% of my anger, 80% of my anger, all of those emotions. And that brings a question that I have for you. How are you able to express those emotions as an actor? Do you express it thinking, I know I will never be able to express this as Alex, so I would rather express it as this character? Or you are a very comfortable person as Alex as well?
That is a very like multi-layered question. Okay, you may have to remind me.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. So, when I'm performing, I don't think about like, oh, this is something that I can access. I think that's why I'm drawn to acting, is because it allows me to explore more, like the full spectrum of Alex that I can't explore in my life. Perfect. Exactly like you explained. But I think the reason why I'm so drawn to acting is because I, for societal reasons, for whatever, I wasn't able to express that. And so it's very hard. It's very hard to express what is my full rage and anger, because I don't get to express it. How can you practice that?
Yeah.
And so that's what acting class is for. That's why you have these safe spaces. That's why you have your acting coach, and you're able to find those safe spaces. But acting is hard for me. It's not easy. And it's hard because I don't know who Alex is at 100% anger. I don't know who she is when she's fully allowed to call someone out. And so the more practice I have being a character and being able to do that, that's when I get to learn more about myself. So acting allows me to learn more about myself. Wow. It's just like it gives both ways.
It's a symbiotic relationship. You give it and it gives you back.
Exactly.
Very interesting. So question for you, when you get the script, it's a new character. Do you think what would Alex do in this situation, or do you think what would someone I know do in this situation and how I would react? Is it reactive, or is it like you put yourself in there?
I don't think it's black and white. I think there are times when if the character feels more close to who I am, then I'm able to be like, what would I do in the situation? And there are times when, like this character today, I'm like, wow, this character is quite far removed from my own life. So how can I think of someone that I know? How can I think of when I may have experienced a level of this? Like maybe I experienced that like 25% rage. What would it feel like to like dial that up? But I do think I have like a toolbox, right? Sometimes I can draw on my own personal experience. Sometimes I can draw on a person. Sometimes I can draw on a feeling that I felt.
It's not a science. It's art. It's literally art.
Yeah, really. Really. But I think whether it be the hard things that I go through or the first date that I had, all these feelings that you can then store and remind yourself of and like revisit, or these feelings that you were never able to fully express, you can then allow them to be explored on camera. And the scary part is it's so vulnerable and you don't know what's going to come out. I don't know what, especially when you're going through something in real time and your body tries to protect you from feeling the sadness or the anger. And then if you're required to do a character that is sad and angry, you're like, oh, shoot, here I go. I have to be able to access this in my body. That's when I find it the most difficult.
Very interesting. And like, now that you're saying it, this just pops in my head, and that is acting and dancing are very different in this regards. Because in dancing, when you are in the studio, you're following someone's lead. they have a choreography in mind and you're following it and there's a mirror in front of you. So the slightest of the slight mistake, you instantly spot it and you correct it.
Bingo. Bingo. I could go on about this forever. People think...
Please do.
Surely. People think that dancing and acting is so similar. They're like, oh, well, you were a dancer growing up. You must be so connected to your body and storytelling. Yeah. And I'm like, actually, I'm curious what your experience is with dance and growing up in it. But for me, I felt like dance took me away from listening to my body. It was, don't listen to what your body's telling you to do or feel. Do what the other person is doing. Match, be cohesive. There is a right and wrong. It is black and white. There is perfection that you need to attain.
And there are levels of perfections. And you instantly know what the perfection level is based on where you are standing on the stage.
Yeah. It feels very objective.
It is objective.
And that's why I really struggled. And I like when things are hard. I'm drawn to, when it's hard, like, oh, then let's go towards it. And that's why I was drawn to acting, because
very interesting.
It felt so different from dance in that there was no right and wrong. And when I got in front of the camera and we'd film it and then I'd stop like, okay, so was that right?
Yeah.
But there's no
right or wrong.
There's no right. And to this day, when I'm like tired or not on top of my mindset, I'll fall back. And that's what I was kind of explaining earlier with this self-tape, is I'm like, oh, well, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't right. But there's no right. And like we were talking about in the perspectives, everyone has their own perspective.
Yeah, because like I'm blown away right now.
Yeah.
Because I have danced for 20 years. I dance every week. And this is the first time I've realized why I enjoy dancing. And of course, other than the validation, it is, Zain knows this, I'm an extremely objective person. I love numbers. I love quantifying everything. Like everything needs to have a percentage. It's 25% there, 10% there, 15. I love quantification. I hate things that are subjective, that are ambiguous. So dance is that. I used to be the center of my group. So I knew I'm the best. I knew who was the second best. I knew who was the third best. I knew which step was the step I need to practice more. I knew how much I need to practice more. And the reason why I suck at acting, I know I will never be able to act, is because of the subjectivity.
Yeah.
So are you objective? Are you an objective person?
Yes, I grew up.
Then how are you acting? Why are you acting?
Because I knew, like, and this is more kind of retrospectively looking at this, but I knew that I was not good at acting. And I knew that it challenged a part of my brain, because I grew up in a very science household, science and math, because it was definitive. That's what I did well.
You're from Cambridge, Kitchener, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Waterloo.
Okay, yeah. So that is probably very subjective. But also I grew up with marks. Like marks in dance and in school, they allowed me to be like, that I am this. It allowed me to like see where I am on the scale and like, like rank myself. Okay, I'm the best here. And like I would make sure, okay, what did other people get? Am I the best? And acting is not that.
Do you want to be the best?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Yeah, why are you shy?
Yeah.
Shy about it.
Right, I do.
Be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So it's been very hard, but and when I look at my parents too, very objective. Very objective. And I think being able to explore acting and really dive into it has allowed me to explore the side of myself that I otherwise would never have entertained. And that's why I never liked English or art in school.
Same.
Because it didn't make sense. Like, how can you judge that?
Same. Yeah. Exactly.
But now for me, I can appreciate it because there's no right and wrong, and it's kind of freeing. It's kind of freeing to be like,
I can never agree that. I feel like everything has a right and wrong. It's just how much right or how much wrong.
See,
you might be right, but you're not 100% right. You are like 20% right. So like, it's not black and white. It's all shades of gray, but it's like 10% gray, 20% gray, 30% gray, 40% gray. And like, I feel like that is why you are so real, at least in the two conversations we have had, is because you're objective. I feel like the actors that you're mentioning who are like shitty are very subjective actors. So they cannot ever accept that they are bad. because they are they are naturally subjective. The reason why you are naturally objective is the reason why you can have a conversation where you are like, okay, I see the logic. Okay, I see it, you are better than me. I see it. I see it, this is where I'm wrong. The actors that have the ego are the ones that are the subjective actors who think whatever they do is the best.
They're the shit. Yeah.
See, but this is where, because I tend, I think, to skew towards the side that's like, oh, I'm not good. And it's one thing to be objective about like, that was not a good performance. I could do better. But then there are times when I doubt myself and just get in this spiral of like, I'm not good. That really harms my performance, harms how I show up. And someone who may not be as good as me, but just shows up with confidence, they're gonna get the role.
Confidence is the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
A confident person can do anything, literally.
And they are subjective, because they're like, well, I always think I'm the best.
Yeah.
But no.
No?
No, because confident people, the people that you are talking about are cocky people.
Okay.
Confidence and cocky are the same people. The only difference between a confident person and a cocky person is the confident person has evidence. And because the confident person has evidence, that makes him objective.
You're nailing all the things.
So that's why if a person's like, I'm the shit, but he has no evidence for it or she doesn't have any evidence for it, they are cocky. And they are like, they have the ego in the room. But if that person has confidence, they're like, yeah, I'm the best because this and this. That's why I wanted to ask the question as well. When you judge yourself that I didn't do good, do you tell yourself that I didn't do good because A, B, and C?
Yes, so this has been where there came a point where I was like, I really don't like how subjective acting is. So I found a coach that's very like sports psychology, like he has a sports psychology perspective, and that has been really, really helpful. So when I mentioned earlier game tape, that is a word that he used often, because it's like you're looking back and you'd be like, okay, what can I control and change for my next performance? And even like going into an audition, there's so many things I can't control.
Absolutely.
But I'm like, okay, what can I control? I want to make eye contact with that person. I want to make sure that I say everyone's names. I want to make sure that I take a deep grounding breath before. And those things help me be like, okay, I did what I set out to do. Even though once the camera's rolling, there's so many things you can't control. There's the energy of the reader. There's there's so many things.
I want to dig deep into this even more, because you're an inspiration for a lot of people. Okay, some people.
Look, I appreciate it.
Okay. You're an inspiration for a lot of people. And what you just said is what they struggle with. A lot of new actors. If this clip reaches someone who's a new actor, can you tell them exactly what are the 3 things or the 5 things that as an actor they can control? When they go into an audition, let's say.
Yeah.
Like somebody's going to the audition for the first time.
Yeah.
What would you say?
What are the 5 things?
Yeah.
And other than that, they should stress about nothing else. Just stress about these 5 things, like remember the script. Maybe that's the one.
I could make this really simple for an answer. Like the simplest answer is, I just want you to know, beginner actor or actor that's about to go into an audition, who are you, where are you, what are you doing, who are you talking to, and how did you get there? Like those, like the W5 that we learned in elementary school, that's the foundation. If you don't know your lines, if you're showing up to the audition, you don't know your lines, like that's a prerequisite. So learn your lines. And like, I like to think of it as programming it into your brain. So you're literally just like, I don't practice it a certain way, because then it's going to get practiced a certain way and it's going to feel rehearsed and it's not authentic. I just download the words into my brain. And there's so many different systems for that online. For me, it's just repetition. And then
Spaced repetition or just mugging it up?
The spaced repetition I actually learned from studying when I was younger, right? I used to, when I was younger, sleep with my script on my pillow, because I thought it would absorb into my brain. And hey, you sleep on it and it does sit in a different way in the morning. It definitely seeps in. But
I'm pretty sure that's not scientifically accurate, but
no,
we'll take
but
Alex's
we manifest it.
Yeah.
We feel hey, it's about confidence.
Fair.
She has a lot of evidence to prove for it. I cannot question that.
Oh wait,
She
there's
has, how many seasons does she have? How many seasons? do you
5
have?
seasons. And
Oh
you know
my
what? Like,
God.
I'll go back to the tips, but what you said about the evidence, I don't allow myself to appreciate. And like, I do have a lot of evidence. And I can say that straight up. Like, I have a lot of evidence that I've been working as a lead on a TV show for many years.
There you go. And like somebody who doesn't know you will think you are cocky.
Right.
Right now.
And
in
I have
this
to be
moment.
like, you know what? You can think that because I have evidence.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy? I was having this conversation with someone, and it's so hard to just, like, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, and I can come out and say, hey, I've done this, this, and this, and you come out and say, I've done this, this, and this to a brand new person, that is so difficult because you just don't know how the other person's going to perceive it.
You shouldn't care about it.
I agree with that, but simultaneously, if it's a very important person, that's the impression that you're setting off from the get-go, then you might lose opportunities. So how do you find the right balance between everything?
If it's a very important person, they are already expecting that from you.
I would disagree.
Why not?
Because if there's the type of person I am, I like to keep things very low-key and humble down. That I would get to know the person more rather than the accolades that I have attached to me. And I wouldn't like to bring them forward before they get to know actually who I am. So, for example, if I'm introducing myself on a normal base, then I'll be like, hey, my name is Zain, this is what I do, whatever. If they want to learn more, if they're an important person...
Will you introduce yourself like that to an extremely important person? No. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, like for example, how would you introduce yourself to a casting director? That they don't know who you are, but you know who they are, and you know that there's an opportunity through that door.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky because as an actor, your whole thing is you and the energy, and so even, you know, you think of like those breakout stars. The casting director watched that tape and they didn't have anything on their resume, but they thought, oh, there's something there, there's an energy. So I feel like there's a little bit more forgiveness where I can lean into like, I'm just gonna be me. And if they are receptive to that energy and they see something, then that's all that I need to get their validation or like get their check mark of approval. I think outside of that, it's tricky.
Because I've been in like multiple rooms just because of my work. Like I've been in rooms where I'm with analysts and I've been in rooms where I'm with board of directors. And the way I present myself in both the rooms is very different.
Oh yeah?
Very different. In a room in which I'm with analysts or people I don't give a shit how they perceive me, I'm just like, hi, my name is Yatharth. Yeah, I'm going to work on this with you, blah, 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 blah. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think about me.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think about me. Like,
Fair.
Let's get our work done and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Be professional, be respectful, and that's it.
Yeah.
If I'm in a room with board of directors, again, I might introduce myself. Hi, my name is Yatharth. I'm a part of this team. I've worked on this, and this project. Love to work with you. That's it.
And I don't think that's cocky. That's the confidence of like, this is the evidence that I have
Exactly.
as I'm presenting myself. And
It's
I
10
do
seconds.
think there's a balance.
It's 10 seconds. They don't want to know you all.
Yeah.
Because for them, you are the analyst.
Fair.
For
fair.
an analyst, so like when an analyst is looking at me, the analyst is like, man, I want to know what he has done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they are like, okay, let's just get the work done and get out. But I will respect the analyst if the analyst takes out 10 seconds and is just like Mo, for example. If Mo comes in the room and is like, hi, my name is Mo, I've worked with Zain this many times, with this person this many times. It's an honor to work with you guys. Let's get it rolling.
Yeah.
Boom. The energy of the room has completely changed. His position in the room has changed. Now I'm not treating him as a random person. I'm treating him with a certain degree of respect.
Yeah.
And that respect needs to be there in the room.
And that's the name of the game. Like, I think I wanted to put like blinders on and not accept that because I want it to be a world where it's just our talent and our energy that gets the validation, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
And so I do think there's an element of just like showing explaining like the evidence that you have to back up why you're in the room and why you deserve to have a conversation with them.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's such a fine line for actors especially because like for me, it's very objective. The work I've done is very objective. Like I can show numbers that show how good my work was.
And you know what? Just in you saying that, I'm thinking, I think that is partly why I'm leaning into wanting to do things in the world of film and TV, but outside of acting, because I want to be like, take me seriously.
Yeah.
I've acted this and that, and I am creating and like I want to have more evidence to get more respect.
Interesting.
Because otherwise you can get really just crowded into this group of actors. And I was at an event recently where there are some like heads of a production company, and I had a meeting with them as a potential producer, and I felt like I gained a level of respect that, unfortunately, just a fact, I wouldn't have had if I was just another actor in the room.
Very interesting. It is so interesting that you say that, because that just shows what drives you.
And craving that objective.
Exactly.
Like, I'm objective leaning.
Exactly,
Crazy.
because that just shows that when you are with actors, you think you are smarter than them.
Oh, well, he said it, I didn't. No, no. You know, but
I'll say it because you won't.
But
Let's put
I
it that way.
admire. I never associated myself with a group of artists and actors. I never associated myself as an artist because I always felt so objective leaning.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm more. I can consider myself an artist, but I also can see patterns of. I'm kind of pulling myself back, like, oh, I am still objective. Like, let me kind of lean into that still. And I appreciate artists in the way that they're able to think in such the gray area that feels a lot harder for me to see.
Very interesting.
Crazy.
It's so interesting. And again, like I want stuff to be as basic as possible as well.
Okay.
So can you explain from your experience in the industry for 20 years, 25, I don't, like 100 years.
Feels like it. With these hips and back now.
What is the role of an actor? What's the role of a producer? What's the role of a director?
Okay.
And what's the role of a writer?
A role of an actor is to bring to life what the writer and director, showrunner, whoever has written for you. At the end of the day, you're serving their story. And more established actors get to include their take a little bit more. And as I said before, actors, part of it is taking your own perspective from what you've been given.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, actors are serving the story.
Yeah.
I think as a director, you get to, this is what I love about directing, or the idea of it is you get to take an idea and visually execute it. And for me, I can see, and I wonder if you feel this way too, Zain, but when I see something on a paper, I can visualize how it would be shot and how the actors, like you also have to be directing the actors, right?
Yeah.
So how are the actors going to be responding, and if it's a close-up, those subtleties. I'm rambling. This is not simplified. But the directors are visually bringing that to life, and that includes the acting. That includes so many different departments.
The script and everything. Yeah.
The production design.
Yeah.
The vision.
The sound, and then again, the vision. Yes, exactly, the vision. And then they get to go and they get to do the editor's cut. Like there's so many things you get to oversee. And then a producer produces much more. There's a lot of varieties in terms of producers. There's producers that are like just giving the money and funding the project.
Yeah.
There are producers that are more the creative side that maybe are also writers that are pitching stuff. And this is where I feel like most excited to explore is you're writing, you're pitching, you are the kind of face of the project and the idea. You have creative control over the idea and who you hire. There's also a producer that is in charge of like the business side of things. So getting the grants, getting the funding, hiring the people. And I see myself as doing all of the above.
Of course, as you should.
Good. Yeah.
Look, I mean, at this stage, you have to, like we've talked about.
Master of all.
You have to be. But producer, there's so many different kinds. Like there's executive producer, creative producer, all that. I think that kind of sums it up. But what I love, as I said, about the industry is that one, there's a lot of crossover, but you have to collaborate with people. And I'm excited to explore that on my set. And to find the best directors, to find the best producers, whatever, to work with.
This entire industry, when I first started young, like as a kid, it was like a solo show, one man army, whatever, and then you think you're the shit, you're like all in one,
Yeah.
And it's such a big learning curve as well. And then slowly I realized, like it's impossible to do it. The only way to be successful in the media space is through collaboration. You have to work with other people, and that's the beauty as well. And it's fun. You got to find fun within that. And I want to kind of take a step back, and I want to start from the beginning, because you've been in this space ever since you were a baby.
Yeah.
And right now you're 23?
I just turned 24.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Happy late birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. May 9th?
Yeah, May 9th. Yeah. Did we talk about it? When's your birthday?
Research.
Research.
So, 24, I remember about 2 years ago, we sat down and we caught up on social media stuff. And I went through that very recently where shit was just blurred, man. Like we talked about this all the time. Right when you graduate university, you're done uni, you're out of it, you're out of school. It's like this blurred line between like where are things going?
Yeah.
So you kind of went through that phase, but again, I'm going to start all the way from the beginning. How the hell did you even get into this space? What brought you into this space?
Oh, okay. Well,
How can somebody be a child actor?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I completely recommend it.
Oh, yeah?
Look, like, proceed with caution.
Yeah.
But my parents put me in a lot of extracurriculars growing up. Dance, gymnastics, soccer, hockey. Dance really stuck. And I'd started dancing competitively when I was 7.
Wow.
And that's a whole world in and of itself. Like, for anyone that is familiar with dance moms, that's not too far from the truth. There's a lot of drama with studio owners and parents and kids and the competitiveness. And again, it's marked with numbers, but it's still very subjective.
Yeah.
And, people get upset about that.
There's a lot of fighting.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunate in a world where really we just want to celebrate the joy of dance. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be fun. But
They want to celebrate the kids win.
and it's a business.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
yeah,
I
yeah,
judged. I've judged
Absolutely.
some dance competitions in different capacities, and I see that it's an opportunity for people to perform, but there's also a business behind it. So anyway, I did competitive dance.
When I used to judge dance competitions, I would give a bonus extra mark if both your parents were present.
Oh,
That's more.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
because for me, like my parents were always present for all my performances, and that just made me perform better.
Yeah.
And like when I would be a judge on these like dance shows and anything, I was like, "Where are your parents?" And they would be like, "Yeah, both my parents are here." And I was like, "Bring them on stage." And then they would come on stage and then like, how many dance practices have you gone to for your son? And they're like hundreds. And then I asked the dad, "How many dance shows have you seen of your sons or your daughters?" And they're like, "I've seen all my sons' dance performances." I'm like, "Yeah, you get a..."
Yeah,
Because the parents are sacrificing a lot too.
Oh my God.
I would not be here today if it wasn't for my mom driving me
100%.
from Cambridge to Toronto for
Exactly.
auditions, for all of it.
Yeah.
And it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
It is a thankless
And it's
job.
expensive.
Oh my
Very.
God, it is.
So much privilege to be where I am today.
They doing their jobs, and on weekends when they're supposed to relax.
And have a social life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I would have dance practices from 9 in the morning till 6 in the evening, and my mom would be sitting out there with my tiffin box and the water bottle.
Wow.
And for my lunches, she would just be like, "How is the practice going?
Yeah.
How is this going? How is that going? My change of clothes.
Yeah.
I forget something at home, so she drives back to bring it back for me."
I love that you had that because I feel so grateful for it, and I observe that not everyone had that. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was extremely lucky.
Yeah.
And I used to skate dance.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
that's terrifying.
Yeah, I used to skate dance and like I have broken my leg. I don't know how many nights.
Oh my God.
My mom has taken me to the hospital so many times that it is like second nature to her. Like she's like, oh, I remember I broke my wrist. She brought me from the hospital at 2 p.m. I broke my leg at 5 p.m.
No.
And then she drove me back to...
That sounds like a very accident-prone kid. That does not sound normal.
I was the most clumsy dancer in the world. She literally brought me back. Like it was a 1 month plaster. Like I had the fracture for a month. I took the plaster off. My mom dropped me off to my class. And then at 5 p.m., my teacher gives a call. Yeah, he did something with his leg. And then my mom is taking me back.
Oh my
She's like,
God.
"You were just here. You were just here."
And that's a full-time job. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like raising me was a full-time job. More than that.
But for my mom too. Like I feel bad for her, but I'm very grateful, and hopefully one day I can be on a big stage and like thank her properly.
I think they're proud of you.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, they're very
You
cool
think?
about it.
You think?
They say it often. They're maybe subjective, but they're a little biased. But They're very...
Are both your parents your biggest fans, or is one of them your critic?
Good question.
Because I have that.
Okay, yeah,
I have that too.
I think this is like common knowledge within my family. My dad is like so he's so biased. He's like, oh, you're the best. Like it's always flattery. Like he would never say anything to be critical. Whereas my mom is more critical in a good way. I needed that. I need that. Like we were saying before, you need that to ground you.
Same way with dad.
No, mine's opposite.
Oh yeah?
My mom is my biggest. Anything I do, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And my dad will look at it with a microscope.
Yeah.
And my dad, like this show as well, I know that he's going to have like 10 comments.
Hi, Dad.
My mom will look at it and she'll only have one question. Who was the girl?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, she's this, that. And she's like, oh, awesome. Like, it's great. My dad's like, oh, why did you bring her on?
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, who's going to be next?
Yeah.
And like, what's the conversation going to be?
Yeah.
And like, oh, why did you say it like that?
Yeah.
Like, no, you should do it this way.
Yeah.
He is a critic.
Yeah.
And he has such big dreams for me. So it's like, like you constantly have to keep on. Like, do you think your dad has like bigger dreams for you than what you're already doing?
Yes, but I think in the most nurturing way. Like I think in the way that they see my full potential. And so when I'm feeling down or when I don't have the validation, they give the boost that honestly is like nice and that keeps me going.
Do you have something that you would like to say to artists or people who have been in the industry who haven't had that? Like how? Like
I feel for you because I feel it's like a shortcut having that support, and if you don't have it, it's a lot harder.
How can they find that support?
So finding it.
Is there a way?
I think there are. I mean, I've attempted this myself, and I hope to keep it up. Is like artist communities. Like I have a social media account called Artist Hub and Meet Artist Hub, and we try and do events for artists of any kind. And I think whether it's that or honestly going to a dance class, like you were saying, that provides this like sense of community and support and validation that we all crave.
Yeah.
So whether it's that, shout out to your friends, elementary school or whoever you find at school, those can be your biggest supporters. And I think I am that for some people who don't have that.
You're somebody's taco?
Yeah, I'm someone's taco. Shout out Sam Dama. So I would say that. I would say even, to be honest, social media can be used for a positive thing. And maybe you're posting your dances online and that gets support. Trying to find that community.
So question for you. You did virtual school?
Can you tell? No. Well, I'll explain to you because you had asked about my journey. And so when I was 14, I booked the show The Next Step.
Cool.
And I was just like, it was a few weeks before I started grade 9 in like a new school. And I was like, oh, it was going to be in Toronto. I grew up in Cambridge, Ontario. That's like an hour and a half to drive and set starts at like 6 a.m.
With traffic?
Yeah.
That's way less what you're
Forget about
saying.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not getting to Toronto.
No, I'm not getting any sleep and I'm not getting to Toronto. So there was a choice that had to be made. This opportunity that I've literally like trained my whole life for. And I didn't know that I even wanted to be on TV, but the opportunity came and I was like, I can't pass this up. And even though my parents are very academic oriented, they also recognize that this is this is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. And school will always be there. And I was very driven. So I also knew that if anyone can do it, I can keep up with school. And also on set, just so everyone knows, you do have, like, if you're under 18, you do have to work, or you do have to do 2 hours of school every day, which is not nearly enough for a high school student, like a high achieving high school student. But we did have 2 hours a day.
I love how she slightly put in.
Yeah, I know, right? High achieving.
High
But
achieving.
I'm trying. You're inspiring me to be more, to own it a little more.
You should. You 100% should. If you want, nobody will.
Yeah.
Everything you do in life is as big as you make it.
Yeah.
If your achievement, you play it low key, the world plays it low key. If you play it high key, the world plays it high key.
Yeah.
So
I did a virtual high school.
Yeah. How was the balance between acting, school, and like of course family life, friend life, all of that at a very young age, like balancing that, and how were you able to do it?
Great question. I think it all comes down to sacrifice. And at the time, it wasn't conscious sacrifices, but I sacrificed my social life. I sacrificed. There came a point around 15, 16 where I was not growing as a dancer at all. I was the same dancer I was 2 years ago. I wasn't able to develop my skills because I was in acting class and I was on set doing the same skills that I knew I could do because you don't want to try something new when you have a limited amount of time to film something.
Yeah.
So slowly I was sacrificing things, and I think the two things that I would not allow myself to like let go of. I had to be a good student, and I had to be good on set. I had to be a good actor and dancer. And I was a good dancer when I booked the show at 14, so I was like, okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So I just kept at that level. But then I hit a breaking point, and I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but I have a chronic illness, and I only learned that when I was about 17. And yeah, it's like 17, 18. It's kind of, the symptoms started coming on, and I realized that I was burnt out. I could not keep all of that up. And virtual school allowed for that flexibility, so I could take a little bit more time. And being the perfectionist, when you don't have a deadline, you can take your time.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I took more time, like I took an extra few months than I had planned for
Yeah.
virtual high school. And I did have to realize, like, what do I need to let go of? And that's when I decided slowly to not continue with my academics at that time. So at 19, I applied for university, got in. I'm still considered a part-time student, but I've put that on the side because I know that right now I wouldn't be able
What
to
university did you get into?
Pardon?
What university did you
U of T for life science, which is
Oh,
you know
wow.
more you know your science is objective, but right now I want to give that 100% focus,
Yeah.
my best effort, and I can't right now because I love acting and like these
Yeah.
opportunities are coming up that I don't want to say no to. So virtual high school got me into U of T, so
Yeah,
did something
yeah.
right, and I was already a driven student.
You
so
got yourself into U of T.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, what is it with creative professionals and being perfectionists? He's
Yeah,
a
I know,
perfectionist.
I know.
You are a perfectionist.
I have the worst habit ever. Like,
I have to beat him to death because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am not a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I hate being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can learn so much more by doing it multiple times than doing it once but doing it perfect.
yeah.
Do it 90% but do it 10 times instead of doing it once but
Yeah,
100%.
I want that because
And it's hard. It's so hard.
I tell him all the time. I tell him, I don't want a clip that's 100%. Give me a clip that's 85, 90%. We'll keep posting it. We'll learn and we'll...
why are we built different? Like, why did that just not seep into my brain? Like, I've been working, like, I'll call myself a recovering perfectionist. I have been for many years. And it just, I think during those pivotal years of my life, perfection was just constantly, like, conditioned in me. It has to be perfect, it has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, it's not worth doing. At least that was what I perceived, like, from dance, from school, from all of that.
Because when I used to dance as well, for me it was, perfection was very important. But for me, the way I achieved perfection was all the practice needs to be at 85 to 90%. And then your final performance, just go all out.
But how do you tell yourself that it's enough? Like, I could always practice more.
That's why you have your mentor, your coach.
Yeah.
The coach knows what's your 80% or 90%, and then they know when you go on stage, the energy will bring out the additional 10. This is what dancers do wrong. They try to compare their stage performance with their in front of mirror performance, but they do not account for the energy that a stage brings.
Yeah.
The energy of a stage changes everything.
And it's something that you can't control or measure.
Exactly.
And even I think of the nerves before you go on. It's really hard to simulate that in a rehearsal, and that is going to affect your performance.
And that's why in the rehearsals, all these people are trying to achieve 100%. You won't be able to. So stop.
So, question for you: how do you maintain that on camera? Because there is no audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how
The
do you maintain
energy,
that
right?
energy? Yeah.
Well, I do think when you're on a set, the stakes are still very high, because if you're thinking about how much, like per minute, how expensive it is to film, you
Yeah.
can't mess up. So I think the nerves are still there. You still feel that performance quality.
Yeah.
Like the effect, your body still knows that it's a performance.
Yeah.
but you're not getting the energy back from the
Yeah,
audience.
like there's no cheering coming.
No.
Right? It's just like cut,
No.
retake, whatever.
I was really grateful on the next step, especially when it was a dance. After when they said cut, people from behind the camera,
Nice.
director,
Yeah,
whatever, would cheer,
yeah.
and like there was
Nice.
always. And I wonder if it would be different on like an adult set, but because we were kids at the time, they were like really gracious with their validation and
Yeah, yeah.
applause. But it is different, and I think maybe it's healthier. Like I'm not as addicted to that, the energy from the audience or like the applause, because you don't always get it.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to take this section and I want to take basically like a 90-degree turn.
Okay.
And I want to talk all about brand building and finances. The business. I don't want to know how much you make. I'm not at all interested in that. I want to, because you want to be a director, you want to go into production.
Yeah.
I want to understand how the business of films happens.
Look, I'm still learning it for myself.
So let's learn it together.
So let's.
You
Yeah.
you
Maybe
teach
yeah.
us.
Yeah, I can chime in on
Yeah,
this.
exactly. You both teach me how much ever you know. I'll ask a shit ton of questions and
Yeah,
maybe
cool.
we learn a little more.
Cool.
But before that, I want to know about brand building.
Yeah.
Because I maybe listened to one of your interviews or maybe I read one of the articles you wrote or something.
Thanks for doing all the research.
Of course, we want to be ready. We want to look confident, not cocky, right?
That's it.
Exactly. But no, in that you said that in today's time, if you're just an actor, it's not enough. You need to have your own personal brand and like your personal, I don't know what it's called, but like
Personality.
your personal existence digitally.
Yeah.
How can a young actor or a dancer who wants to make it big in the Western scene, how do they do that? Because you have what, 150,000 followers?
Yeah, almost. And I think I'm rediscovering that for myself now. Because story time, this character that I grew up with was so much, so very like attached to my identity. And I kind of became her because I was growing up with her. But I learned now as I look back, there were certain signature styles that she had. Like my character always had a bun. She always wore red. And even if you see on the show, we have our signature color that regardless of what outfit, if it's dance or if it's streetwear, we always wear that color. So I understand now that there are certain visual cues and ways that you can kind of curate that for yourself. And for me now, I need to reinvent. And it's been really fun to go on Pinterest and create like a visual board of like, what is that in terms of fashion and how you wear your hair. Like there's fun stuff. For me, that's very fun. But I also think, gosh, like let's think of someone like Zendaya. She's been able to curate her career because she's had the privilege of selecting what she says yes and what she says no to. And so even just the way that she transitioned from a Disney actor to a series actor by doing roles that were a complete 180 from Disney.
Yeah.
Like that is just like such a prime example of branding and developing it very intentionally.
Let's simplify it again.
Yeah.
Let's simplify it. What are 3 things that Zendaya did that made her who she is, branding wise, according to you?
Call me out if this isn't simple enough.
Sorry?
Call me out if it isn't simple enough. But challenging how people see her.
Okay. number
So
1.
this is an umbrella, challenging by doing a different role or dressing in a different way than people originally saw her. 180. 2, and keep in mind, like I'm really learning this, so anyone chime in. 2, I think assess what your actual goals and intentions are. Like for me, I want to develop a very specific style of storytelling that is reminiscent of a certain era, like the 1930s.
Okay.
So as a result, I'm trying to curate slowly elements of that era to my style and
Like the piece of
visual
clothing you're
cues
wearing.
now, right?
Yeah,
Like trying.
yeah.
So I think that's another thing is just like asking yourself those questions. And
It's crazy how conscious you are about everything you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I think so. Third one, I may have to defer to you because I've only gotten that far in terms of brand development.
Very interesting.
I like to
Because
find case studies too.
Yeah,
That's our
yeah,
entire
yeah.
thing. We want to take case studies and break them down.
Yeah.
And like for you, how has social media helped?
Social media has been great because you're able to showcase who you are, not just who your character is, right? Funny though, because you mentioned how we talked about social media almost 2 years ago, and I still feel like I haven't found my voice yet. Like I haven't
Yeah.
found, and that's maybe the perfectionist in me, I'm learning, I'm growing, and in posting, I'm experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't. But social media...
Do you think that is because you are wearing too many hats?
I've been told this before. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
Because what is a voice? A voice is something that's distinct and it's peculiar to you, right?
Pardon?
A voice is something that is distinct to you.
Yeah.
So if you're doing multiple things, how can there be one voice for all of them?
Because you, this is going to sound like hippy-dippy, but your energy and your visual representation is like, oh, that's you, the aesthetic that you have. And like, Zain, please chime in because I feel like you're more of an expert than me.
Yeah.
But the aesthetic that you have and the way you present yourself is consistent throughout. So whether I'm showing up as an actor today or if I'm showing up as a dancer, I still show up with the same aesthetic.
Yeah. And that correlates to our branding, right? And going back to that conversation we had 2 years ago, first of all, I'm so proud of you. Because that conversation that we had was more like, I don't know where this is going and I don't know what to do. And I remember that conversation was just us throwing back and forth ideas on what type of content you can make. And you went ahead and filmed all of it. And you became consistent with it. And that is the most difficult part.
Look, I'm falling off that train now. And I'll be honest with you. I recently had a flare-up of my chronic illness. I don't see, I used to see that as an excuse for not being consistent. I realize now that it's not. I can still show up. And even in the gray area, it's not so black and white. But that is where I most recently kind of fell off my train of consistency. And I realize now, Zain, we may be due for another one of those chats.
Oh, please.
Because again, what I love about acting and the arts is like you learn about yourself. And I feel like I have more of a niche now. And I can say this. Iconic dancer Fred Astaire. I love his work. He was an actor and dancer, creator, choreographer, visionary from 1930s, 40s, 50s, but mostly in the 30s. He had an iconic style. And whether he was showing up in like a more serious role or if he was dancing, it still was so distinctive. And I think that is what I have to lean into as I take on these many different roles within the industry.
It's very interesting that you say that because I'm still stuck on Zendaya and the entire branding of Zendaya. And when you say about the person from the 1930s as well, what I feel is the case with Sam as well, is all of them have their own voice because they have a presence. Like Zendaya has a presence. If she shows up in a bikini or a burqa in this room, she has a presence that she is Zendaya. And I feel like that is what makes her who she is. So I feel like I would love to know how you achieve that. But I feel like moreover than what clothes you wear, it's about how you build that presence in the room. Like as soon as Alex enters the room or any actor enters the room, they should have a presence that's their presence.
And that's when I go back to the foundation of like, you need to know who you are. You need to learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And also for a long time, I was really closely identifying with the character that I played, with what I thought people wanted me to be, all these other voices. And forever, it's like a forever process, right? It never stops.
So back then you knew who you were. You had a character that you had a presence.
And also, I was kind of told. Someone wrote a script for me.
that is true.
It was easy. It was easier.
It definitely was.
Yeah.
But like with all the work that you're doing with your equality initiative, you definitely have a presence. Are you trying to incorporate that into something? Like I'm trying to understand how the past of an actor and how the future of the actor can come together.
Is it too general to say that I think me just being me is the common thread?
No, and I think that's exactly what it should be.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it should be. You have to be you on camera.
And that is what I feel like most people are missing out on.
Exactly, because people, it's literally the same thing as we were discussing before. You put on that filter, and right when you put on that filter, the authenticity is gone. And social media is all about authenticity. It's about being yourself on camera. So even when the camera
Organically
shut
being
off,
yourself.
yeah. So even when the camera shut off, you're like, I know this person's exactly the same. And unfortunately, because of the fame, the numbers, all the voices outside, they get to you, the ego gets boosted, and now that filter remains even when it's off camera.
And that's extremely unfortunate. Like we say this all the time, and there is like a common saying on our podcast as well, and that is the easiest way to fool the audience nowadays is don't fool them.
Yeah.
If you don't fool them, they'll be like, hold up, they are being real. What's happening?
Yeah, and it's easier for you too because then you don't have to like measure or be strategic about it. Like that's where I can be more subjective and be like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just be yourself. It's not a strategy, and it's way easier because then you can it's just consistent.
Yeah. And I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit about branding, about how you're like trying to find a style. One, be organic. That is your style. That's you. And two, I think that is so important to have a unique style. For example, if you watch a Christopher Nolan film, you know it's a Christopher Nolan. You don't even have to check. You just know it, right? And like
Ashton Hall.
Yeah, you see somebody doing a banana peel in the morning, you know it's up, right? So and that's branding. That's exactly what it is. So you building that identity around like the 30s theme, 40s theme. That's you being you, but as well as if somebody sees that work, they know it's from Alex.
More distinct, right? I think just in you saying that, I am so new to this because for so long I did not want to admit that there was like strategy. And it's not like, strategy isn't a bad word, but for me it just felt icky that like I have to plan how I'm gonna show up in the world.
Yeah.
When I just think like, oh, acting, it's just purely on talent. Am I a good actor or not? But there are other elements and like I have to accept that to be a good actor.
Strategy is not filtering what you say. Strategy is presenting it well what you said. There's a difference. Like I can be completely honest, but once I am being honest, there's a time and place for how I say it.
Right.
Like I don't need to put everything out there.
Yeah.
And that is not being like, like you're not hiding stuff. You are just being selective.
Yeah.
And that being selective is the strategy that you're going with.
I like
Being
that.
selective is a strategy. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're just being selective with the kind of stuff that you're trying to put out there.
Yeah, and it comes back to like stay authentic, have your unique style, but the choices you're making is how do I present this rather than what filter do I got to put on.
And now
that shouldn't be the strategy.
now that I've spoken to you like this time, I feel like your Instagram is not that at all. Like or your online presence, like, and the reason why that is not is because maybe it's still connected to the dancer and the actor from back in the day. Like just by this conversation, I can see how extremely intelligent and strategic you are about the work that you're doing and you want to do.
Thanks.
But your page doesn't show that.
Yeah.
And like, maybe that's why the audience is not connecting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that they are not connecting at all, but it's like, own up to it. Like, own up to the fact. Like, go on Instagram and be like, I am planning it this way.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm doing it.
Look, this is where my mind goes. You can really get an inside depth of where I like sabotage myself is, I mean, this is like basic, but when you make the decision, then you have to like show up as it. And it feels for me like, oh damn, if I make the decision, then like, can I adjust and be flexible with it? Or like once I've said it, I've said it. If that makes sense, like for me saying even right now, 1930s Fred Astaire. What if I start doing it and then it changes? I'm like, oh shoot, I already said it.
That's perfectly fine because that's what social media is all about. For example,
Your audience will love you for it.
Yes, and like for example, the conversation we had 2 years ago, what you told me 2 years ago is it's not going to be relevant now.
Yeah.
What you're saying today may not even be relevant tomorrow. Like that's how quick the industry changes.
And the fear of being perceived.
Yeah.
In a way that isn't how you intended or in a way that no longer applies and for people judging you for it.
Yeah.
Gosh, like I still am really caught up in those webs sometimes.
Yeah. But that's the game, right?
Yeah.
That's the entire industry. Like you gotta first figure out like what you're doing, and that is a question that never gets answered. You learn on the fly. Like today something's working, tomorrow something might not work, so you're readjusting constantly.
Yeah.
Like with us, like every week we're having conversations. What are we doing differently this time around?
The reason why our every week a new podcast starts. Every week. Every week a new 3 podcasts shut down.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why we are getting the clips, getting the action is number 1, we are organic. Number 2, we are honest with our work. We really genuinely care about not the numbers, not the views, but a good conversation with the person. We want anybody who comes on this couch to have a wonderful time. Like that is the only thing that we genuinely care about. Cameras rolling or not, we are exactly the same.
Yeah.
And number 3, we are very true to our brand identity, which I feel like no other podcast is. And that's why I feel like we are getting the views, we are getting the recognition.
Yeah.
So the content that you are producing as well needs to do that.
Yeah.
You it would be so exciting to just see stuff like what's just going on in your head.
Yeah.
Let it out into the world.
Yeah.
And let the audience react to that. And
Why
don't
are you not going to the university?
To school right now? Oh, like as a video. Because then, yeah, this is like
a lot of actors struggle with it.
Yeah.
A lot of actors struggle with
Yeah.
it. And that's a real problem that you can answer.
Yeah.
You can be a help with.
Yeah.
Instead of showing yourself as the diva that you might be, try to show how you became the diva.
Yeah, and that's what's authentic. And that's why like we love doing this type of stuff as well, because we get to see the true side
Yeah.
of the picture perfectness that's online, right?
You get to see the vulnerabilities.
Yeah, and that's so important. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
It is you.
I know you're picture perfect. I know you are PR trained. I want to know why.
Yeah.
Well,
What made you do that? Like what made a 14-year-old girl become PR trained? Why? What was the need?
I am very obedient. Like truly, as a dancer growing up, the teacher said, work harder. She said, you're not sweating enough. Okay, let me work even harder, right? Like I always wanted that validation.
Wow, that's crazy because I am the exact opposite because of dance.
Oh yeah.
Because she did ballet, I did hip hop.
Oh.
So hip hop is rebel. Hip hop is pure rebel. And especially Indian is expressing yourself in a strategic way.
Cool.
So that's why if you have guidelines, this is the step you have to do, but then what you do with that step is where your magic comes in.
And that's where you get to express yourself and like listen to your own body and intuition. My own experience, I learned there's so many positive things with my dance training. I want to make that very clear. But as I look back and unlearn a lot of things, I mean, when you're in the dance studio for like 40 hours a week, like that's how it's gonna be. Maybe 40 hours is exaggerating, but yeah.
What are the 3 personality traits that a kid or a young individual should have, that as soon as you see those traits, you can tell he or she is going to be a successful dancer and a successful actor? Like what are those personality traits?
Oh, okay. Grit, like, and almost like I can almost also use resilience. You have to be willing to fail, to fall, to get back up and do it again. And the drive to do that and to show up every day, even when you know you may not get the validation and be perfect, like being willing to get there. And then also the emotional capacity, I would say, because, and maybe let me expand here, like, I can't find one word, but
you can use multiple. We won't stop you.
I wish I could have like a very clear.
Yeah.
I love to storytell growing up, and I use my face to do that. And a lot of dancers I see today, it's like they're not connecting with their face. And I really think maybe it's something that can't be taught, but I like to think that it can be. People to be able to feel the energy in your body and allow that to be expressed in your face, and to connect with the story and the music. What is what are the lyrics saying? Like, I think even if you have no technique, if you have that, you have the capacity to affect another person and make them feel something. And that is really special. Like, that's the one thing that I see in any performer, anyone in front of the camera. I'm curious if you see this too, when you're like, there's just someone that has something they're able to express in a way, and they're like
And that is
unapologetic
what
about
Indian dance is.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it's all this. You can be the shittiest dancer, but if you have emotions here, you understand what the song means, you feel the song, you're the best dancer in the world.
it. Yeah. And that's what I really appreciate about Bollywood, the movies that I've seen, is that they really focus on that. Whereas I would grow up where like you just want to blend into the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bollywood movie?
Putting me on the spot. Okay, I already told you this, but Three Idiots is really fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
And it's insane to hear that because Three Idiots is not a conventional
Oh, yeah?
favorite Bollywood movie. No, it's an awesome movie, but from a person who's not Indian, they rarely know about Three Idiots.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why do you like Three Idiots?
Well, look, my partner was very passionate about it, so we watched it like it's been on more than once.
Got it.
But what I also appreciate is the like banter and energy between
The
characters. Like it's fun to see that sort of, and I can also, when I think of being an actor in that position and to be able to have those sort of dynamics.
Who would
it's
you
really
be in
fun.
Three Idiots?
Oh, the genius guy.
Oh, of course.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
You know who I would be if I was an actor? I would be Chatur. You know who Chatur was?
Was he the?
The nerdy guy.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
The main guy. I feel like his arc,
He did have a good arc.
like I really like characters who have great arcs. Like I really don't enjoy an actor who's flat.
Yeah.
Like the movie started and they were the same. The movie ended, they were the same.
Yeah.
And let me speak on behalf of the actors who you
Yes,
feel like it's flat,
please.
okay? I just want you to consider this perspective.
Yes.
It's not always their fault. It's the writer's fault.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Like I can get a self-tape and I'm like, how am I supposed to make this into something interesting? It's flat. I come into the scene and leave the scene the same way.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to manufacture that to make it interesting. But it's really fun when you get a great script or a great role, and it's a really good, well-written arc.
So
You
for
just ride the wave.
example, you get the script and it is flat. What are some things that you do to enhance that?
Say no.
Fair. No, fair. Very fair.
Yeah, I mean okay, it's like practical things. You consider someone saying something to you as if it's the first time, because often scenes are written because they're supposed to have like some shift. So even if it's uninteresting what the other character is saying, maybe there's a story in there for you, like this is the first time that they've come to your place, or this is the first time that they've shown like that affection or like love to you, and how does that hit you in a different way? I like considering that like first time, and then also kind of planting in something for yourself, like can you recall your own memory of when this happened and how it made you feel, and just manufacture. It really is dependent on the script, but what's different about this time around? I mean, that's for any audition scene. That's why they're putting it in there, because there's something different. Oh, damn, I love how you're asking for like very straightforward questions, because
No, and this is
I'm not
great.
as great.
This
Like again, that's the objective in us. Like no fluff.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You're talking. This is where I can lean into my artist that will go and like fluff away. I love the fluff.
No, and calling it fluff is a wrong way to put it. It's actually storytelling.
Yeah.
Like when you do all the other stuff, it's storytelling. I don't like that at all.
No.
I'm like for this kind of like when I ask you a question, it's like give it to like.
But the fluff or like the storytelling can also be a glorified way of me not actually having an answer. Like if I can't answer it in a simple
100%.
way.
PR trained.
So
PR trained.
you know, I'll also say what we were talking about before about the branding or not finding my own voice. Again, not excuses. However, explaining who I am today is like we are told to be a certain way, to be palatable and to adhere to like the rules of the network.
Yeah.
It's just a business.
What are the rules?
I mean, for example, no red Solo cups in any photos. I don't drink anyway, so that wasn't an issue. But and also just like always speak nice.
So can you
of
play
your
beer
experience.
pong?
Pardon?
Can you play beer pong? I mean, you're not drinking, but there are cups.
Do you want to know? I have only played beer pong at the arcades when they have the arcade beer pong.
Oh, I literally played that game 3 days ago.
Oh my god.
I went to an arcade like a little up north, and West. I don't know if you have been there. It's like, bro, it's such a good spot. Like, you should go there as well. $5 entry.
Okay.
Unlimited arcade games.
What?
That is unheard of.
Unlimited arcade
Okay, wait,
games.
drop the gem, bro. What's it
Yeah.
called? What? This guy's gatekeeping it?
It's a very ghetto area. But oh my god, that place, we were there till like 3 in the morning.
Oh my
I
God.
called you after the next day. Yeah, it was
Crazy.
insane.
Damn. So, okay, wait. So tell us, what more PR training is there? This is very interesting. I've never actually gotten this before.
Yeah, well, more generally, if they ask you a question that you don't want to answer, you just make a question that you want to answer. Or like,
A great thing that people do, that I used to do, was ask me a question.
How are you today?
That's such a good question.
yeah,
Let me tell you about that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that. You know, it's funny because you asked me that question, because you know what happened recently?
yeah. You're just
Nice.
steering in a different direction. Yeah. Overall, it was just being very positive. And also, I may be over dramatizing it. Like, I probably wasn't given a lot of questions, but I just wanted to do the best I could possibly do to make everyone behind the camera the happiest possible. So that means that I was going to be the most positive. I was going to flatter the network and the show as much as I could. And it was genuine at the time. It is
Yeah.
me, it is.
You
But I
want
think
to
those are
flatter
kind of
everyone.
unspoken rules too.
You
Yeah.
want to flatter everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also in that is like, don't post inappropriate photos or photos that may skew a little more mature.
Got it.
And so then even on my Instagram to this day, it's who I am naturally, I think, but I
So
am
how
not
did
someone
how
to
did you
post.
decide to bring up the conversation about advocacy for equality?
That's something I've always been passionate about.
So you were not worried what others will think?
No, because
How-
I feel really strongly about it.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
like, did you think that would affect your chances of getting work?
I did think about it.
Someone must have told you.
Yes.
Have you felt like you've lost opportunities because of that?
I'm telling myself that any opportunity that I lost,
Would have any which ways
it
rejected it.
wouldn't have aligned anyway.
Fair.
Like I feel strongly enough about those things. So the things that I am willing to post about that I know may turn some people away, then we're not meant to work together.
Yeah.
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 I have a question, and maybe we can you can not answer this as well if you want, but it's like, if all your work is stripped away from you, everything is taken away from you. Like, you're basically a new person on this planet Earth, and you have just 3 months to build yourself into the presence in the media space. Just 3 months. What are the first steps that you take?
But I already have the skills of being a dancer.
You
and
have
actor.
nothing.
I have no skills.
You
You're-
have,
yeah.
it's like, you don't have parents who will support you. Like, it's like you are a newborn orphan that is in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3 months is a very short time. Maybe you just have a year.
Look, what I love is the journey. I love the storytelling from beginner, broke person to success,
That
right?
arc.
We love that arc.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the hero arc.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would tell, if I was that person, I'd be like, okay, I'm a beginner dancer again.
Yeah.
Let's document the story, because I know that I have the capacity to be an amazing dancer.
Mm-hmm.
I just need the time. So I'm going to document the journey of being a beginner dancer to being a professional dancer. And because TikTok is great for virality, then I would do that. I would post the journey on TikTok, which incidentally, hopefully by the time I'm listening to this, I've executed on it. But I want to do that for myself in a different
Yeah,
way, but
yeah.
documenting the journey of it all.
And I think that's so beautiful because I love vlogging because of that.
Yeah.
Right? Literally yesterday night, my parents were like, Zain, I was watching your videos when you were like 13, 14 years old, and I vlogged those moments, and my parents were like, it's just so beautiful you captured that, because it's a lifelong memory now that your kids will see.
Yeah.
Right?
Aren't we so grateful that we are living in an age where we have so much footage? Like,
Oh yeah.
some of my favorite videos to make are the ones that I get to include young footage of myself.
Yeah.
There's so many dance videos
Yeah.
and like silly videos, whatever. And it's just, it's
Are you
so
ever
cool to see
scared that people will misuse it?
That's the reality of having an online presence. I don't think you can really, you can't control it. Like the alternative is to just not post at all.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
It's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like for you, it's like, I don't think that is an option for you.
And look, like,
Because you were like always on.
yeah, there have been, there have been edits that show my character on a show in a negative light.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like
Yeah.
I signed up for it.
Yeah.
Very
And
interesting.
it's a reality. You could alter any video, even from this podcast right now. Like you could take any segment and put it in a negative light very easily.
Yeah.
But that's just the
The
nature of
reason
media.
I asked you that question about if you're stripped away from everything and then you have to build again, the reason I asked that question is most people are builders. Us as humans, a skill that we have that animals don't is we build. Not a lot of animals build. We have this natural ability to build that arc. And most people don't realize that they have this superpower. So I come from a corporate background as well. So a lot of people come to me in terms of how you did it, how you made it in corporate and how are you successful in corporate. And I ask them this exact same question. That is, let's say tomorrow you wake up and you realize you have no education, nothing. And you want this job. What all will you do? And they're like, I'll do this. I'm like, exactly, just do it.
Why aren't you doing it now?
Yeah.
So you asked that to reveal,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it's such a useful question. Do you know Naval?
Yeah? Oh my
I
God.
freaking love Naval. He's great. Have you've read the Almanac?
Oh my, it's on my phone always.
Yes, the Almanac is
Product.
like on my bedside table forever.
Make yourself a product.
Yeah.
If you can make yourself a product and sell yourself, you're
And
invincible.
find that niche, like what is that expert genius that you have that no one else has?
That doesn't seem like work to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can narrate that book to you.
Good,
I
yay. Okay.
love
I can
that.
tell. And if you can tell, I've only read the book twice. So I'm
Only.
still fine.
I love, like, it's, again, because it's a no bullshit book.
Yeah.
There is no storytelling in that book.
It's all
Question,
Yeah.
answer.
and I like it too.
If you like that
yeah.
book, a book I recommend is Tools of Titans. Do you know the book?
I've heard of it.
Tools of Titans by Timothy Ferriss.
Okay.
Timothy Ferriss is a legend of the
Icon.
podcasting. Like, he started podcasting when podcasting wasn't even a term. Like, it was considered interviews. He started it then. And the book that he has created is all the podcast he has done. He has converted all of those podcasts into question and answers.
Oh, crazy.
And then divided up based on the problem you have. So if you have a problem related to money, you go to the money chapter and be like, how do I save? And then there is a snippet of a podcast of this person who tells you how to save.
That is
Cool.
a genius idea.
For me, that is motivate. Like, I don't like motivational speakers talking. I like that.
I want this may reveal a little bit about my brain. I don't
that's
like
what we are
reading
here for.
fiction. I don't like reading fiction. Like and I'm sorry because look, there will be a time in my life where I'll be getting IPs to fiction books and making them into shows or movies.
It's insane that you are saying that you don't like fiction. It's insane. I can say it. You saying that? I'm sending that clip and holding
Oh
her
no, this is
hostage.
confusing. You're making me feel way too like open to share my real thoughts and let go of the fear. Oh no.
No, but why?
No, I get impatient. I like, where's the? I just want the summary. Like, what's the gist? What am I supposed to feel? I can't say for sure why. Maybe you can tell me why. But I just get impatient, and also I kind of have this time anxiety. Like I'm wasting time and I'm not getting
Yatharth
anything from it.
is the most impatient person I have met in my life.
I want it done now and I want it done now.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I feel like the only thing we have is speed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, like
I hate people who are slow. I hate it. I'm like, what are you doing?
on my walk here, there were slow people. Like, what? Come on.
Please just do it, man.
Yeah.
I hate indecisive people and I hate slow people. And if you're an indecisive, slow person, please,
Stay a mile away.
I'll punch you. The only reason why I enjoy working with this guy in the creator space, because I've been in front of camera multiple times before this as well, because of dance and like all of that.
Cool.
I don't know what it is with you creative folks. You are always late. You always take so much time.
But this is where I feel like I don't relate to artists
You
because
never meet deadlines.
No.
This guy never meets deadlines. Never. And oh my God, it gets on my nerve.
hey, let me
So
speak on
much.
behalf of us. We're not always that way. And also the creative juices are flowing. You never know what's going to strike. You need to like act when
It is true.
you intuitively feel
It'll be
it.
like 5
I can
a.m. and my
understand.
brain will be racing.
Yeah.
Okay, your brain's racing. Just do it then, man. Just do it. I don't like it that 5 a.m. the brain is racing, but then it just keeps racing. Then you are stuck in this endless cycle of loop. Because I feel like you guys feel that I don't want to act on it because I don't know, I might have a better thought.
Yeah, that's the perfectionist. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
But you know what? I don't
Stupid.
fully relate to that because, like, I keep a notepad beside my bed, and if I have an idea, I just jot it down. I don't trust my brain to keep the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was younger, like, I would like throw something on the floor and remember that like I threw that pillow there because of that idea, and then let it go. But
And like this is like a trick that I would love to give anybody who wants my advice. I don't know who wants it.
I do.
Oh, thank you.
No, I don't, bro. Just keep it to yourself, man.
Yeah, we need to have a blinker over here. Man. But I've met a lot of successful people throughout my life, and like a lot of not successful people. And every successful person that I've met has this ability to cut through bullshit. They don't like bullshit. They are impatient. And they are impatient because they live in a world where people bullshit all the time. So if you want to be successful in whatever you do, just cut through the bullshit. Now I have reduced the amount of coffee chats I do by a lot. Like I used to do a lot of coffee chats because I wanted to help folks. But like Mo knows this as well. And like just the way my identity is, you ask me a question and I'm going to give you the answer. I'm not going to give you any fluff around it. Whether it's good, bad or ugly, I'm giving it to you. I don't give two rats ass what you do with that advice. I'm giving it.
Yeah.
And like I recently had a conversation with a very successful man and he was exactly like that. He hopped on a call and he was like, listen, I have this much time and I have this much work. Do it quick and wrap it up. If I see value, we'll talk more. If not, just get lost.
It's the thing, right? Time is money. You're just wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Time is not money. Attention is. Naval Ravikant.
Gary Vee.
That's
too.
Naval Ravikant.
Okay.
Naval Ravikant said that. It's like people constantly say that you spend your life how you spend your time. That's not the case. You spend your life how you spend your attention. Because attention is money. Time is not money. Time is abundant. The reason why Elon Musk is Elon Musk, not because he has 28 hours, but it's because in the 24 hours that he has and we do, he spends his attentions on shit that matter.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's
We are
powerful.
not spending our time on shit that matters. And that's why like whenever I talk, is this well? And like me and him, anytime we talk, there is zero small talk. There is zero bullshit fluff talk. We sit down at 7 p.m. At 7:03 we are talking about the thing we are talking, we should be talking about.
Like
That's
we
it.
instantly run through the agenda. This is what we're gonna talk about. 7:30 we're done. Like we're like we have other shit to do.
And after that for 10 minutes we are like, and bro, how are you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, yeah. Once we're done, then we're like, okay, now we have time. Yeah, how are you doing?
You know, I can't relate. I think it's also
Oh my god.
because I think it's the artists that I work with too. Is it fair to say like we like to storytell and we like to talk about ourselves?
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
usually how
We
it
have
starts.
friends who love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I get impatient. It's like, okay, we have to get to the thing now. And I think just in general, a lot of my life runs on like I call it time anxiety, but maybe there's a more positive way. It's just like I don't want to waste my time. And also not to like harp on this, but I've had flare-ups of my chronic illness where I literally like I can't do certain things.
Yeah.
And so I know what it's like to feel like you're wasting time, and I hate that feeling. So when I'm able to, I'm like, nah, I gotta go and I can't stop. But there's a balance because then if you not stop, go.
Interesting.
Do you find that you're able to sit and feel at ease, or do you always feel like that?
I'm
energy
never
is
at
just-
ease.
No.
I'm never at ease, but I'm at rest.
Okay.
Yeah,
I disagree, bro. How many times did you sleep this week?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm never at ease, but I'm at rest. I sleep for 3 hours, but I sleep that 3 hours well.
Look
Wait.
at that jaw drop right there.
Do you have one of those, like the gene thing that allows you to sleep less?
I just do a lot of stuff. Yeah. And that is the thing about the media space that always haunts me is the media space could have the potential to grow 20x more if only they start respecting other people's time and attention.
I 100% agree.
I wonder if in a production company capacity, I think producers have that skill. I think producers, they come in, they're like, no, this doesn't work with our current slate. We're not looking for this. Bye. Like in my experience too, when I've pitched or when I've just talked with producers like at that level, they have more of that
cutthroat.
And I also think it's because they're more in the business world than in the arts.
But like, why does the arts world, like today, if I want to be an actor, I can never be an actor there. Just because like, I don't see why an actor needs to have this mirage of always being a storyteller. Like as soon as the camera turns on, I can be an amazing storyteller, but the camera turns off and I can be a normal guy.
But then you're putting on the face.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is that authenticity. I feel like for this entire thing, it's very difficult, but I feel like it's part of the industry. Like it's just who you have.
You say this all the time. Being fake is part of the industry.
Yeah, the being fake is part of the industry, and
he is surprisingly okay with it. Like this guy is like,
you know what's
yeah,
crazy? I say this pretty often. I think I have the worst job because my job is to make sure everything looks perfect, and the reality is that it's not. Like my job is to literally ensure that you look as perfect as possible on camera, regardless of however you are off camera.
Yeah.
And that's literally my job. So if my job is to transform you into something that you're not, I'm doing my job.
Yeah. And so therefore, you're giving me permission to defer the perfectionism onto someone else, onto you. You can be the perfectionist. I don't need to be.
Yeah.
So do you think the reason why actors get this benefit of being assholes is because they have a team that makes them look good? If the team decides and says, I will present how you are, the actors will be much more kind and civil.
That's very interesting.
Because do you think, you're right, like do the people behind the camera, they do have the control at the end of the day.
Exactly. What control does the actor have realistically?
But you think that would mean, well, the actor would be nice to everyone, but I guess, I mean, they're employing everyone around them by their faces, because the person behind the camera does not have the skill of being in front of the camera. So it's kind of like you all have to just stay in your roles, because you know that if one person, who has the power there?
I wonder the power still is with the person behind the camera.
Yeah.
The director.
I'm just thinking,
as
an artist, I go into stories. On the next step, we had 3 cameramen. So it was unique in that we had 3 cameras rolling at once.
Multicam,
we got 3. Yeah, we got multicam, and on dance it was great. Like they were able to have the freedom of finding whatever shots they wanted. The director kind of gave them that freedom because they knew how to shoot dance.
Cool.
But if you become friends with the cameraman, you know, they want to make sure, like, they feel more invested in showing you in the best light possible. You know, and if you mess up and the director doesn't want to see, they'll kind of like find a way to always show you in your best light. And I think if I wasn't nice to people, like the cameramen have the power to.
I feel like
but they're also
there's a little difference here. I
Yeah.
think the difference is coming from a film perspective or a television perspective versus social media perspective. Because film and television, for example, what you just said, the cameraman still has, like, they can kind of alter the way that
That's
you're
not always
presented.
the case,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
in my
100%.
case, yeah.
But in terms of social media, your management is the one that's taking care of you at all times.
No.
Would
No,
you-
I mean, I have an agent. Like for acting, but not for social media, no.
Would you like to have a management?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to defer the control. And I want to be able to explore my creativity without having to always be looking at it from multiple lenses, the strategy.
But now, for example, I come in and I'm like, hey, let me manage you, and you go like, yeah, great, and I come and say, hey, you got to put on this act because that's how social media is. This is how I want to grow you, and blah 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 blah. No, but the reality is, a lot of management will do that. That's part of the industry. So how do you ensure that your brand is aligned well throughout, like, social media?
Yeah, that's a question that I can't answer, but I think it's a question that I need to keep at top of mind because, a big management can come in and be like, we're going to offer you this and all this stuff and make it seem like, oh, okay, I'll just bow down to you. But then you lose yourself. I don't want to be in that position. And I think the actions that I can take right now is to learn more about myself, to really understand what my values are. So then when I find those opportunities or those opportunities come to me, I can stand more confidently in what I believe in and what I align with.
She's different is, number one, she's smart and educated.
Yeah, 100%.
Number one, that. Number two, she has an amazing family background that kind of has, I feel like these management do that to people who come in for the glory, who don't have that backing, who can easily be exploited.
Yes, that's true as
This
well.
happens to the people who can easily be exploited. I don't think you are doing this because you want to make $1 million. You are doing it for the love of it. That, the money will be after the fact.
And on that point, someone who dilutes their own creativity and vision for someone else, maybe they don't have their artistic voice developed because they're in it for other reasons. Whereas I feel somewhat confident, and there are so many factors at play in that kind of situation. But I know how I want to present myself. I know the kind of art that I want to make, and I know my skills. And if someone's coming at me and they're presenting different things, like, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't align.
Yeah.
So I think I would be better able to scope that out versus someone who has a very general understanding of
And it's just so unfortunate because of how glorious all of this seems. When somebody's presenting it to you, and people just fall in that trap. You're fortunate because you've been in the industry your entire life.
I've learned lessons already that most people
are now learning.
And
It's crazy to see just how people transform over social media. And first of all, I'm so glad that you're just as authentic on and off camera.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you were able to break the PR barrier.
But you know what's crazier? I feel like I just got to know you in person before I got to know you on screen. So maybe that perspective is also a little bit different because a lot of people just know you through the screen.
Yeah.
And sorry, go on.
And on that point too, my character on screen, what I'm mostly known for, was very much written based on my energy. So unlike most shows, you audition as yourself. You don't audition for a character in the show, The Next Step. And then they write a character based on you because you're all dancers. So it's different. And so my character did feel very much like me because they were writing based on me and my own experiences. When I went through puberty, when I had a very anxious era in my life, that was all written to match. So
that's so good.
It's so good, and at the same time, makes it hard to separate yourself from the character.
Yeah. No, that's so interesting. I'm actually really glad to hear that because you don't have to put on that act.
Because online you see so many scary stories about these child actors being exploited.
Yeah.
That kind of, and it's I'm glad that was nowhere near what you feel. Maybe it was a Canadian thing. Maybe it happened in the US.
Maybe. Yeah.
But sorry, I interrupted. You were on a good tangent and
I forgot now.
Sorry.
But it's fine. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is a dream acting role?
Fred Astaire, but in the 2020s.
Okay.
So what would Fred Astaire do in 2025?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, tell us.
What would he do? I mean, that's what I'm exploring right now. How do you mix old with new? How do you mix that iconic style, the way he filmed? You would appreciate this if you haven't watched one of his films. A wide shot, no cuts. And it's just dancing because then you get to experience the dance as an audience member like you would in an auditorium, right? Yeah. You get to decide what you're looking at. You get to decide if that, if the fingers are what draws you in instead of the camera edits.
Yeah.
What I personally don't appreciate in dance edits right now or dance on film is how it's so close up here and it's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It's an editing game. It's not a dance.
Yeah.
And it dictates for the audience what they have to look at, and it makes it less interesting for me.
Yeah.
Casey Neistat, he said this, and like, I'm a huge Casey Neistat.
Same.
I'm a huge Casey Neistat fan, and his vlogging style is iconic. Like, it's a brand.
Yeah.
Like, it's taught in film schools.
Like it's that type of thing. If you see it, you know it's a Casey vlog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he said this, and he was like, I make sure that almost all of my vlog, the camera is still, and I'm moving. And the reason behind that is there's only so much your eyes can comprehend.
Yeah.
So when my camera is still and I'm moving, I'm easily being able to track. Like people.
The center of attention. You're the only thing. Yeah.
People don't care about the other stuff because other stuff is stable.
Yeah.
And only I'm moving. And I feel like in today's time, in social media, nobody's doing that. People were doing that 10 years ago. So like if somebody decides to wake up and start doing that,
Yeah.
like maybe try it out for one of your dance videos.
Yeah.
Like it's stable. I think you have. I think you have for one or two.
I want to explore it more. And I think it also gives the agency back to the audience of like, what do I get to look at?
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
feels like you have more control, and like, I enjoy it as an audience member to watch those old things. And I
Yeah.
do think it'll just disrupt the system of what we're used to watching.
The final thing that I want to talk about is the entire financial aspect for somebody who's not from the industry. Like who's not at all from the industry. Because of course the fame is a very big element, but other than fame, money is what attracts a lot of people.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to people who are looking at the media and film industry or the social media industry as a way to make money?
Don't get into the
Yeah,
arts.
yeah. That is literally the first thing I tell anyone. I go like, if you're coming here for the money, get lost.
But
Like,
why?
Because
Why will they be disappointed?
yeah.
it's not linear. It's not, and I may be perceiving your industry or like science business, but if you put hard work in, if you put in the hours and you do it well, you expect money
100%.
back.
Yeah.
And what has been probably the most difficult thing for me in this industry is that I put a lot of hard work in after my Next Step days. So I finished that a few years ago, and I've continued to work hard. Like my output and the work that I do has not changed.
Yeah.
But the external validation and what people see has changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that has been really
The first
difficult.
hit right after the next step, like the first time you got the rejection, how bad was that?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It really took a hit to my ego.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
How many
like-
days did you
Yeah.
I think I only stopped a few days ago. But like truly, it's
shit,
something.
We picked the right day. Actually, we picked the wrong day.
My eyes finally are puffy.
Imagine if we had her crying on.
Oh my God.
We missed the super hit opportunity.
Well, I can reenact it. No,
Please.
Can you cry on spot?
I can.
Go.
I can.